if you play The Sims 4 with CC or mods and you're like me and you have, say, 38.6 gigabytes of custom content and mods in your Sims 4 mods folder, I have some tips for you. I have all the mods organized by the name of the creator, okay? So I've got all of these folders, like this is pretty organized, which I'm pretty happy about, but I am a very visual person. So what I actually use to organize my CC is this Sims 4 mod manager by GameTimeDev. This gives me the more visual aspect that I'm looking for, where I can have thumbnails for everything, because sometimes I'll be going through and like looking at a folder like this. It's like, cool, yeah, I wanted to find, oh god, that's just a lot of characters. And I've been using a lot of this long enough that I kind of know them by the name, but for newer things especially, it's easier to see things like this. So you'll notice I don't have thumbnails for everything, so I'm going to show you how to put thumbnails on them if you want to. It will automatically populate a lot of things, but it depends on how the creator created their file. So let's pick something that doesn't have anything. Here we go. So you can right click on the file and it'll give you these options, and you can choose to add a cover. But what I'm actually going to do is click into the folder itself, and you'll see these are all Little Miss Sam mods I have in here, and I'm just going to pick one. So if I right click on this automatic thermostat, it opens this page, and you can come over here, and this will search on Google. So what it will do is open your browser and just do a search for the name of the file itself. So that's awesome. Let's go in here, and I'm just going to grab one of the files. And really whatever I can choose for the sake of example is what I'm going to use. This is a pretty funny picture. Little Miss Sam, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. So come back in here. I do select image from files. I dropped into my downloads folder, hit open. So now this particular mod will have that thumbnail. You may have to do a refresh. So I'm going to do a reload of files. So for some reason that didn't load. It is right there. I've been making a lot of changes though, so this actually, I might need to restart the whole thing. But again, for the sake of example, why don't I come in and I will show you, add cover, downloads again. Let's say I want to make that the cover. Boom. Now we have a cover. I just think this is great. Like, you can see visually, here's the thumbnail for every single thing. You can come in, see the details, like the file size, if that's a concern. You know, things that have higher poly count could be problematic. You can do this basic view, which is the thumbnail view. You can do main folders, which is a little bit more like the way you would see it, just going directly into your mods folder. You can still get thumbnails if you want to, but if you're just scanning for, you know, folder names, this lists it that way. And then this all-in-one view, this is everything. So everything in the mods folder is just, yeah, page 1 of 361, and you can just scroll through the whole thing if you want to. I always sit in this view. This is my favorite. But you can also filter by the the types of content. So for example, I could filter by create a sim, and then it's only going to show me the files that would be related to going into CAS. For example, let's see, Charlie Pancakes, 238 files, right? I know that that is mostly, if not all, build by items, but let's click on create a sim and then scroll down. Charlie Pancakes, 0 files, exactly, because they don't have any CAS items. You can do the same thing, build by mode. You know, it's only going to show you the things that you have in build by mode. You can also create custom categories. I have these set up on my desktop, but I don't have them set up on my laptop. Why? I have I have no answer. I just didn't do it. But they give you some examples of how you could use it. You can use seasonal, supposed to be seasonal, CC like winter and Halloween for different creators, save games, etc. So if you don't already have your mods folder set up, you know, the way I do, like I like to do it by creator name, I bet that would be really useful. Another incredibly useful feature in the Sims 4 Mod Manager is the ability to deactivate individual files. So if I want to go in and say, like, you know, I feel like this file is giving me a problem in my game and I want to deactivate it, but I don't want to just delete it because I'm not sure if it's actually a problem. You can hit deactivate and then it will kind of gray it out and you'll get that icon on top. And that's how you know that that item is currently deactivated. If I wanted to do... But if you launch the game, you decide, you know what, it's actually not a problem, just reactivate it. I do this sometimes when I'm cleaning things up to just kind of do an audit of my CC and figure out which things I'm using and which things I'm not. I will deactivate a bunch of files and then go in, play my game, and kind of see if I miss them. And if it's out of sight, out of mind, then next time I go in, I'll actually go through and delete those files altogether. But the deactivation is just a temporary measure that can help you in your organization. There are some more advanced tools in the Sims 4 Mod Manager that you can use. It can detect duplicate files, it'll look for screenshots for you, so if you like to do a lot of gameplay storytelling, that could be cool. Custom main menu background, I do have mine set up with one of Cinematically's backgrounds. I did a previous video on that. There's just a lot of stuff in here. You can look for empty folders and clean things up. This is all really useful. It just depends on how comfortable you are on the back end. It is connected to CurseForge, so if that's something that you use, you can get updates from CurseForge through this app, so you don't need to be the one to go look for it or anything. When I load this up, if there are any updates, a little prompt will show up here to say, you know, do you want to update these files? And then you can click on it, it will bring you to a screen, and that screen will let you know which mods or CC need updating, and then let you choose one of them or all of them to do those updates. To download the Sims 4 Mod Manager, you can go to this URL for GameTimeDev.de, and that will provide you the link to download the Mod Manager. It is available for Windows and Mac. I've only ever used it on Windows, so I can't speak to how the performance is on Mac, but I would assume probably just as great as it is on Windows. And while you can, go directly to that link, since this clock app isn't good about letting us have usable links, I would recommend just Googling Sims 4 Mod Manager, and it is the very first thing that will pop up, and then you can download and be as organized as you want to be. I hope this helps.